What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and I got another movie review for you guys, and that would be The Leisure Seeker. Now, this one stars Donald Sutherland and Helen Mirren, and they're a couple. They've been married for a long time. They take out their RV called The Leisure Seeker out on this road trip, and they just enjoy, their final remaining moments in life, because, they're getting old. They might die any day at this point, so, they just want to get one last road trip in and just kind of enjoy life before life takes them. So I had no idea what this movie was about. I watched the trailer to it, and I'm like, you know what? It looks kind of boring, but I will give it the credit where credit is due. Helen Mirren and Donald Sutherland are legends in this industry, so I was excited to just see them in something because I know of their talents and I know how great they can be. I saw the movie. This movie is terrible. I could not believe at some points in the movie the audience I was sitting with. And I'll explain myself when I get to that point. But I did not like this movie one bit, so let's get real and break this down. Let's start with some of the positives because there's only one positive. The positive is Helen Mirren and Donald Sutherland are good. They're good in this movie. You feel like they're a married couple. You feel like they've been married for 30, 40, 50 years. Like, they feel like just one of those couples that you would see on the end of the street and go, oh, those are the Wilsons over there. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like real people that you would just see, across the street and be like, that is that lovely old couple. I shouldn't say old. Lovely elderly couple down the street. And you know what? Donald Sutherland surprised me in this one because he has something of a condition. I'm going to try not to spoil anything. And he has like this tenderness and this care to his character that I really enjoyed up until a point. And I felt the love that he had with him and Helen Mirren. And it was just really kind of sweet and really just such a graceful relationship up until that point. And I really liked his portrayal. He was funny, he was charming, and when he really got to the meaty, dramatic moments in this movie, I really felt it, and I wanted more of it, and I'll explain myself in just a second. But what he was doing in terms of performance-wise, great. Helen Mirren, same way. The only complaint I have against Helen Mirren's performance, her accent is a little southern, and she is not, so the accent kind of flutters in and out just a hair, but I think for the most part, once again, tenderness and the care, the emotional care that she has towards her husband, it was there and it was palpable. And I guess another positive is that the cinematography, there's a couple shots that were nice and sweet. One shot in particular that you could literally pause, print, and frame as a painting, and I thought it was quite wonderful. That is it. Move all the positives out of the way because here comes the negatives. Now I'm going to start with some of the minor stuff and then go all the way down to what is the main three problems with this movie. It was a strike one, strike two, strike three scenario where it was like by the end of the movie I was done. I was like, I cannot stand this movie anymore. So let's start with the cinematography and just kind of bridge over since we kind of ended with the positives. The cinematography can get a little stale, a little repetitive. I mean, it's just a road trip. It's RV shot, medium shot, two shot, close up, stationary wide. It's very basic cinematography, and it isn't really trying to make it somewhat visually pleasing. It's just, it relies more on the story and the characters at hand, which I don't mind if the story was compelling and didn't have a tonal problem. But in terms of the visual element, it just seemed a little stale and a little repetitive. Besides those couple shots that I really enjoyed. The acting. Everyone besides Helen Mirren and Donald Sutherland are bad to awful. Now, some of the bad ones are the extras, where they encounter maybe someone at a hospital or maybe someone out at a restaurant. It just seemed like everyone was plucked out of like acting school after their first year and was like, hey, we don't have that much money because we spent it all on our 2 stars and we need some peeps. Can you come join this movie, please? Come here. You. Say a line. That sounds terrible. Let's join. It's just, you felt nothing. They were like robots. Every word, every line that they sputtered out of their mouths, I was like, didn't feel any of that. Another bad one is the daughter of the couple. She was, once again, it was like she felt uncomfortable. Like she felt awkward to read her lines. And that leads me to the worst person in this movie, and that would be the son, Will, the character. I have never seen this actor before, and if he's been in stuff, I have not noticed. But in this movie, he was doing some Scooby-Doo detective stuff that got under my skin. He is the first character to come on screen. And as soon as he started talking, I knew there was going to be a problem. He would talk kind of like this, where I was like, Mom, Dad, why did you take the RV? You know you aren't supposed to do that. Come back here this instant. I was like, are you in a play right now? Are you in a play? This is a movie, fam. What are you doing? He was atrocious. Every single time when they tried to make his character sympathetic and someone you could relate to, his performance was so awkwardly wooden. Like it was, once again, sounded like a Scooby-Doo detective. Like, come on, gang, let's go solve that murder. It's no. Just no. So the acting is not even that big of a deal. Okay, so there's another thing before I get into the three main problems, and it's just a minor thing, but if you're going to put it in your movie, especially to start out with your movie, I expect some type of background thread that's happening behind the story. It doesn't have to be big, but it does have to be present enough and make sense with the story if you're going to open up your movie like that and have two scenes with it. What am I talking about? This movie opens up with a soundbite from Donald Trump during the campaigning and election, all that stuff, before he was president. And it opens up with a truck with Trump flags on it. Regardless of your political views, like, why was that there? Why did that open up your movie? So I was a little confused by that. And as the movie kept going, they stopped at a Trump rally. And they showed people, going, immigrants are bad and stuff, and like, yada, yada, yada. And then later down the movie, they go to a hotel where there's a Hillary convention. They don't even show the convention. It was just like people passing by with Hillary shirts, and that was it. That was all of the political stuff. Why was that there? I don't like Donald Trump at all. I don't like Hillary Clinton. This isn't like a bias thing. I hated everything political about this. Like, what was the point? When you open up your movie with that, you expect some type of, just some subtext or like plot thread in the background while everything is happening to apply to these situations and the conflicts that the characters are having. I don't mind that. I really don't. Even though I hate both of those candidates. But it was pointless. Like this movie is made by someone that I believe is Italian. And so I don't know if that was just like kind of their thing, like going, hey, F Trump and stuff. That's fine. Doing a different movie. Like whatever. And I'm sure, Republicans down below will be like, oh, what a snowflake. You're so triggered. Well, I'm reviewing this as a movie, fam. Calm down. All right. So that out of the way. The three main problems with this movie. Strike one is the tonal inconsistencies with this movie. So this movie has kind of a heartwarming thing where we're supposed to follow this couple to their destination as something is happening between one or maybe even both of them, just so I can throw you off, and so they want to have one last trip. That's fine. I've seen movies like that before where you can have a balance of drama and comedy. But the problem is with this one is it has too many comedic elements for this type of subject matter. And what do I mean by that? I'm not going to say who has it. I'm just going to say someone has memory loss. Memory loss and Alzheimer's are serious things. And I have never been one to make light of that. Now, in the movie, I'm just going to give you a couple examples. If you want to have the character that's actually suffering from memory loss kind of like poke fun at it because they know that like it's stressful on their spouse and they want to kind of make them laugh, That's fine. Like in the movie, the character, forgets something and then retracts it and like, I was joking. Because they know how stressful it is for their spouse. They just want to make them laugh. They're poking fun at their own thing. That's fine. Make a couple remarks about that and move on. So I don't know if it was the movie or if it was the audience or if it was both. But there would be a lot of things that were portrayed in the movie as comedic about memory loss. And it just came across as just kind of mean-spirited. And my audience that I was with, they were laughing the whole time. I was like, what is happening? Because this goes into my next point. This is strike 2, by the way. There was one point in the movie where it revealed something that some character had did a long time ago. Now, as the scene plays out, it's supposed to have this like meaty, dramatic effect. But what happened was, it turned into this comedic thing for one, the audience, but two, it kind of like, they kind of played it off as if it was like nothing. They made a stink about it for like a good minute or so, and then just kind of dropped it, whatever. But that character shift, I'm telling you, you will know when you see it. There's a character kind of plot point revealed where you go, I don't even like this person anymore. I don't care if they're suffering from something. This is just, it's already bad enough that this person has memory loss, but then this thing is revealed and like you feel bad and you can't see any type of redemption for you personally for the character. It's just, it was so weird to reveal that towards the end. And even when they revealed, like I said, they made a big stink about it for 2 minutes, but that was it. It just blew it away. It's like, no, that was a major thing that you should be grilling that person more over, but I understand because of the whole condition. But it was just such a weird thing to reveal because you want to feel bad for them, but at the same time you feel kind of disgusted. And you're like, well, you just kept that lie for like 30 years. I don't feel sorry for you. And then, okay, so once again, the total inconsistencies with the drama and the comedy, there would be something like, and this applies to the strike number 2. So something dramatic would happen and they would just flip over to comedy, just instantaneously the next scene. I'm like, well, there was no emotional way to let simmer for a little bit. You just immediately moved on, and that's what completely undercuts this entire movie. And then the whole audience thing, just, God, they were laughing the entire time. Okay. So I guess a little minor thing before I get into strike 3. The minor thing is that once they eventually reach their destination, they're there for not even that long. And it was kind of pointless because the times have changed. And I guess maybe that was the point. But at the same time, it's like that was your whole goal in the movie. And then someone that has watched this movie will fire back and be like, no, that wasn't the point. The point was about the relationship. I get it. But once again, the ending or just their destination felt a little rushed. Even though I understand. Once again, people are going to assume I'm taking everything the wrong way, but it's like, no, I'm just reviewing what was presented in front of me. And strike 3. So at this point, I'm like, wow, this movie is terrible. Can't get any worse, right? Maybe it'll end on like some type of sweet note. No. The movie ends in the darkest way I could ever imagine for this movie. And what made it even worse is when it ended, the people involved just kind of like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, I think I'll be okay. And then the credits roll. I'm like, whoa, hold on. What we just saw 2 minutes earlier was pretty devastating. And you don't even let that sink in for a little bit. You're just like, all right, we got to wrap up and end the movie. It's like, was that ending supposed to be like, oh, wow, like, I really felt their love and their passion for what they did. No! It does not come across that way. Once again, it just comes across as mean-spirited and just weird and dark for no reason. I'm giving this movie a D because I like Helen Mirren and Donald Sutherland in it. That's it. So let me know what you guys thought about this movie down below, The Leisure Seeker. I give it a big old fat D. So I've never done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it so you know what I'm talking about. In regards to strike 2 and strike 3 of what I was saying. So if you don't want any spoilers, go ahead and just end the review right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. But here are the minor spoilers that play in such a major way that I just can't not talk about, so you guys understand where I'm coming from. So the character reveal, right? And once again, spoiler. So if you want to go. The character reveal. It is revealed that in Donald Sutherland, the person with memory loss in this movie, is talking about their neighbor that they've been neighbors with for, many, many years. And it made it seem like he had some type of affair with his neighbor while Helen Mirren's character was 3 months pregnant with their first kid. And it was like a confession because he has memory loss and he kept, thinking that he was at his neighbor's house and the scene plays out and you feel bad and then people are laughing because she's like, oh, she's a slut, and she calls her daughter up and her daughter's with the neighbor. They're all like, where are you at, mom and dad? And the neighbor's there and she tells her daughter you knew the entire time, and then it cuts to the neighbor and she's like, oh my, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is this scene being played out like some romantic comedy, oopsie type of deal? No, this is a serious thing. And how are we supposed to like him after that? I know he's got memory loss, but damn. So that happens maybe last 15, 20 minutes of the movie. Maybe a little closer to the end. Here's the ending to the movie. Spoiler alert! They kill themselves. Helen Mirren and Donald Sutherland have sex one last time. And then she opens up the vent in the RV to gas them out with the carbon monoxide. What? She kills both of them. Herself and her husband. Because her husband's memory loss is getting worse and she has cancer and she's like, don't worry, I'll be taken away any day. She kills them. She leaves a note for their kids. And it says, oh, we wanted to, just leave on good terms. We were getting sick and all that. No! What? Why are you leaving a note for? So the last couple shots is the coffin's going down the ground, right? And their kids are crying, obviously. It's their parents' funeral. And then it cuts away from the coffins and it goes to the kids and the daughter's patting the brother on the back going, oh, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I think I'll be fine. And then they just go down the road and then the camera kind of dollies up. Just shows the sky and then the credits roll. That is your ending to this movie? We're supposed to feel uplifted and we're supposed to feel inspired by this couple doing one last RV road trip. It's so darkly weird for this movie. Why? And so when you watch the tonal inconsistencies with the drama and the comedy, and of course the character cheating, and then the end with them killing themselves, my God, I don't know how anyone could like this movie. I really don't. And on top of that, you just sprinkle all the political crap onto it, and it's just what was your point for this? What was your point for any of this? So I know I rarely do spoilers, but I had to for this one. So if you stuck around, thank you for watching, guys. If you have seen The Leisure Seeker and you like it, please let me know. I want to tell me I'm wrong. I like it when you guys call me out because when I gave The Strangers Prey at Night an A, people, woo! There were some people that were like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I like when you guys differ on opinions. So please let me know down below if you've seen this movie and if you think differently. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com for this 20-minute review, and I will see you next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.